CMMS Radio talks about all things CMMS, computerized maintenance management software, focused on maintenance management. It's the people, the process, and the culture that make your CMMS journey a success. Welcome back to CMMS Radio. That man on screen is Alex Bolan. He's with Digital Thinker. Don't forget about Streamline conferences. We got a badass event coming up in February 2026. You want to be at this because it's growing, and this is an event that actually delivers value. But there's something else I want to talk to Alex about today, and I need to get this out in front of anybody, even if it's just one person. We have to stop the madness. So I'm going to read something, and then we're going to welcome Alex in, and we're going to talk about it. So anyone, the one person that's listening to this, how many times have you heard this? Our AI will eliminate your downtime forever. This platform will revolutionize your maintenance. Industry 4.0 is the answer to all your problems. Meanwhile, your operational performance doesn't improve. Enough. We're sick and tired of that. This is why there's a new event coming. There's 3 dates. How do I do that? Here, I'll do that. Some people will get it. It's going to be throughout South Carolina, and it is called Stop the Madness. Alex Bolan, welcome back to CMMS Radio. Talk to me about Stop the Madness. Why does it exist? Why does it matter? Why do people need to understand this and be there?
Yeah, man. So, as it often happens with me, laying awake late at night with one of my young children, it's just the recursive loop of not only posts on LinkedIn, but just it is madness. It is truly madness. So I just thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm a doer, not as much of a just sit around and talk about it. So I want to do something about it. And those of you that know me real well, I'm a leap before I look kind of guy. And so I just said, you know what? We just gotta stop and we got to start doing. And so I wanted to start small and just start. I say in my backyard of South Carolina, but just that, Greg. Stop the Madness. It's a workshop where you can come for 4 hours. And this is the craziest part about it, right? Like most people with workshops or events or trade shows, right? They bring their booth material, they bring the knickknacks, put your business card in to win this thing, come get trapped into the timeshare sales pitch of our product. No, we're not doing that. So, I can't speak for the other 2 companies that are joining us on this workshop, but I know Digital Thinker, we're not bringing our booth setup. We're not bringing a laptop. Well, we're going to bring a laptop, but I'm not bringing presentation materials. The only thing I'm bringing is a sheet of paper for everybody that comes to the event to fill out. It's a little assessment questionnaire. And all it's designed to do is to help isolate your top 3 operational challenges, whether that's on the operations side or the maintenance side. What is keeping you from whether it's achieving OpEx or getting better at lean manufacturing or the continued buzzword that I hate to use, but what's keeping you from minimizing unplanned downtime? What is truly those barriers? And then come before our 3 tables and just drop your sheet of paper in front of us and let's talk about it. We're not going to pitch you software. We're not going to pitch you buy this thing in order to fix your problem today. It's let's hear your problem. Let's talk through it. And if there's a solution that we can come to, the next step is, well, hey, we want to come to your plant and we want to look at it. We want to put our hands on it and see why this is a problem for you. And so that's where Stop the Madness really was born, man. So yeah, we're hitting 3 cities, Charleston, South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina. First one's October 1st, and it's a half day, 4 hours. And quite literally the agenda is so simple and plain. I think I'm crazy, and I'm afraid that everybody else thinks I'm crazy because there's only one thing on the agenda or 2 things on the agenda. We're going to say hi and who we are. And then the second thing is we're going to do I'm calling it the gripe and complaint session. We want 30 minutes for the whole crowd to just, what's troubling you guys? What's bothering you? And it doesn't have to specifically be operational challenges. It can be, I'm tired of listening to vendors say this, or, I'm tired of AI being pushed down my throat, or I'm tired of being told that I have to buy 28 more license seats in order to get the next feature out of this product, or it could just be anything. And we just want to hear it. We want to process it. We want to give you a chance to speak. And then once we're done griping and groping and complaining, um, let's get in front of the tables and let's start talking. And so we're going to do it kind of speed dating style, so to speak, 10 minutes at each table. And we're just going to turn and burn conversations. And while those conversations are happening, we're going to be having some smaller breakout, just whether they're like kind of informal assessments or just, again, further conversations to like network not only amongst your peers, but amongst some of the other, I don't want to call us vendors, but experts that are going to be there. And so I mentioned the three other companies that are joining us. ReliabilityX, our friend George Williams, Dan Anderson with ReliabilityX are on board for this idea. And then my other good friends, and thanks to this introduction to you too, Greg, Uptime Solutions. So Matthew Knuth, Jeremy Drury, now Brian Bieschke, these guys, like you said before, man, like they don't lie, high level of integrity. We're not here to cram something down your throat. We just want to help. We just want to give you an honest to God solution to a real problem that you're having. And we also don't
Yeah.
want it to cost you everything that you have. So let's get rid of the barriers. Let's take away the pressure. Let's take away the marketing fluff. Let's take away the product pitches, the demos, all of that. And let's just lay all the cards out on a table and just talk. And then more importantly, talk amongst your peers.
So there's so many things about this that I love. And this is not a pitch. This is why I like it. So whenever I've looked at situations over my career, I've always wanted to know more so I can figure out, can I really come through? Can I really solve this? Can I do what I'm being asked to do? Whether it was a job, whether it was a facility walkthrough where we have to improve something, whatever it might be, right? Right?
Yeah.
The other thing that I like about it is it's not about selling anything, it's about understanding. And this is a big theme lately. I don't think it's ever going to go away when it comes to CMMS radio, environments and situations I'm in. It doesn't even matter. I am really tired of this idea of looking for your opportunity to go in and capture the dollars for yourself as opposed to the other way around. And I frankly don't care if anybody else agrees with that or not. I am all about it. The elusive win-win. And this features every aspect of that. Now, on one of those events, I'm going to send in what I would call a mole. And I'll tell you more about that later offline because I can't make it down to that one because I got some other things. I got a bunch of stuff I'm working on. I just had to pull out of a conference, unfortunately, for some disruption, some bullshit I won't talk about. But what's cool about this is you get the conversations going. And so many people go to these other events, many of which I love, and I see those conversations happen, but I also see all the other ones. I see all the pitch slapping. I see all the empty promises of tomorrow. And we're not trying to crush people. We're just trying to say, stop the madness. Let's get in here and talk. If there's nothing to see here, we can still have a great conversation and get some ideas moving forward. Doesn't mean we have to work together. It means we have to focus on helping one another. It's one of the main central themes of the industry that's supposed to be a thing. Talk about problems, talk about solutions, talk about shit that doesn't work, talk about stuff that does work, bring up leadership. Now, I know if you've got ReliabilityX there, whether it's George Williams and Dan Anderson or if it's Joe Anderson, all of them, you've got Uptime Solutions coming in there, you got Digital Thinker being there, that it's more about what's really going on. What are you really trying to do? And then can we solve it if we even can? And that is what we need more of. And I think what's hard for everyone else out there when it comes to delivering that for potential people that need help. I don't want to call them prospects because we're talking about plant managers. They're real people that do real work and they deal with a lot. They deal with a lot and they're trying to do it as well as they can. They need help. They want guidance. They want insights from people they can trust that aren't trying to get into their pocketbook. They want to see these things thrive because it makes us all better. That's what I love most about it. And
dude,
I will put my stamp on it this way. Anybody that attends this, anybody that has this experience, anybody that does it, you just reach out to me and let me know how it went. Because if any of that nonsense happens, you and I, Alex, have talked about this a lot. If all that pitch slapping nonsense is happening, it's not going to happen. We've talked about it a lot, where if somebody's doing that at one of your conferences, like Streamline conferences, that's it. Later days, dude. You're out. You got to go. This ain't for that, right? And I mean, I don't know where I'm really going with this other than it's refreshing. And I love the name.
Yeah. Well, it's, I'll take an example that I saw today on LinkedIn. I'm not going to name
No
names,
company
but
names.
you'll be able to
Yeah.
you'll be able to figure out who this is if you read between the lines. There's a post out today of a poll that was conducted, I guess, amongst the LinkedIn community. And this poll, the question was, if you had bought a CMMS before, what was the ultimate deciding factor? And then the options that you could choose from were speed of response from the sales team. The sales team was consultative. Best features and function. The relationship with the sales guy. All right. So this question was, if you've bought a CMS before, what was your deciding factor? And then you're going to list the answers. 4 out of the 5 have to do with the sales team and what the sales team is doing. And then, of course, the most popular answer out of this was best features and functions. Well, no shit. This is a sandbag question. And I'm using this example that this is the madness that's happening. And so, you mentioned, we don't want to call them prospects. I'm kind of tired of using these labels too, because it's, like we're just over emphasizing this sale. We got to sell. We got to sell. Of course we got to sell. It's America. It's capitalism. It's how we make money. That's the big elephant in the room. We already know it's there. We almost tried to beat it to death. So why are we dehumanizing the people that need the help by calling them prospects? Why are we dehumanizing the real issues that are happening on the shop floor by talking about, what made you decide to buy what you bought? Is it because the sales team saved the day? Of course not. They never do. It's because it had features and functions. Well, no shit. If your only options to choose from is the sales team good, or does it have good features and functions? It's a no-brainer to me, but that's me getting worked up about it. So, I mean, that's just an example of the madness that I think is happening. And then you put yourself in the shoes of the plant manager or the maintenance manager or the VP of ops, right? Like, you're seeing this shit constantly and you don't know who to trust. You don't know who to believe. I've talked about this with you before too, but you go to every software vendor's website, probably mine included, to be honest with you, and it's all the same shit. Eliminate downtime, reduce it to 2%, save on average $500,000 a year because product XYZ can do this, or now even, the latest craze of it, automate your maintenance scheduling and workflow because AI can do it. Cool. If everybody can do that, then why should I buy from you? Right? That's the question.
So I'm a big fan of this idea. Who's going to step out into the wide open, into the wild, whatever the hell you want to call it? Because, and I want them to say things and be like this, actually be this. And look, I don't know everything, whatever. This is what I want to see. I think this is what people really need: a plant manager, a maintenance manager, a technician, even the leadership at these companies. And they want to make more stuff and all this, right? We all get it. We all get it. They fucking want help. Help me. Help me actually make an improvement. Help me actually make an impact. Help me become a safer environment. Help me get my people on board with the changes we want to make to behave in a way that makes us even better for here's the big takeaway, man, our customers, because we're customers that serve customers. And we all have what I think should be fucking people at the top and your stock price. Forget about that for right now. Where did it all really start? I want to make money by helping solve a problem. Just help. And all this stuff with these bullshit programs. Oh, I'm going to run a pilot and all that. And then later on they find out, hey boss, sorry man, this thing I signed, we're stuck for 3 years with this company. We have to pay. We can't get out of it.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. And that's the madness. And this is, again, on one hand, I don't want to crush anybody, but on the other hand, I want the industry to be what it was really supposed to be. It's okay to make as much money as you can, as long as you're delivering on the outcomes so that your customers are thriving. It's about the customer. It's not about the prospect. The prospect is an opportunity to find a problem that you're really good at solving, find and confirm that problem is there, get to the root cause, and then get in there and solve it. It doesn't matter what it costs. If it's a big enough problem, you can solve it. It's not going to be a problem. I don't know, man. I could spin out here. I think we're really aligned on this, and I think a lot of people need to hear it, and they're too afraid to step out and say, hey, here's our website. We actually help you.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's look back. We've talked about this too, right? Well, we could say that all day. We've talked about a lot of things to solve the world's problems, but look at it from this perspective too, right? Like we're in this post COVID-19 era where the easy button is I can just do a Teams meeting. I can just do a webinar and have a virtual audience. Again, going back to like the stuff that Bob Latino and Kent Latino talks about a lot is we're taking the people element out of this, and we're relying heavily. The technology is good, but again, like the technology is supposed to be an amplifier of what you do, not take place of what you do. And so, you go to events, especially in the last couple of years. I feel like the trade show conference world is like seeing a little bit of a rise, right? People want to get back out. They want to talk to people. They want to try to build trust and relationships. But then you go to these booths and you get quite literally suckered into a conversation about something you probably don't need, because the goal of the company is, as it should be, to sell the product. But again, the outcome is not front and center. The outcome is I need you on my Q4 sales quota sheet to close. That's what I need. And it becomes transactional at this point. And that is going to cause a problem. Have you seen there's this like Instagram reel or TikTok going around for a long time that was really funny. It's this little kid. He's probably 6 years old, and he's got a little Nerf gun. It's like, this big. And he pulls the trigger back and he puts it right on his junk and he shoots himself right between the legs. And then he cries in pain. That's what we're doing to ourselves as an industry and vendors right now is we have the gun, the Nerf gun that can be fun and we can go do cool things with it, but we're deciding to shoot ourselves in the nuts with it. And when it hurts, we're surprised. And, you know, I'm being a little crazy about this right now. I feel like I'm tapping into my like inner Alex Jones moment right now, but it's just really frustrating because that's why I want to do Stop the Madness, and that's why I want George and Dan and the folks at Uptime to come with me, is because I just want to talk to people. I just want you to come to this event. It's free, by the way. It's not costing you anything. It's free, totally free. All you got to do is go to our website and register. Space is limited. I think we said 50 people. We want to keep it small because we want to hear the problems and we want to have enough time to get to everybody. But again, I just want to talk. And like you said, like if I can't help you or if I can't do anything for you, that's fine. It's a good time to talk. And if, again, I can't help you, let me find somebody that can, or maybe you just need a sounding board. Maybe you just need somebody to hear your problem and they can spit it out to you in a way that you haven't heard before. And now you can find the conclusion to what you get to. Like another thing we've talked about, about CMMS or EAM, like if it's not working for you, it's probably not the software that's the problem, right? It's
I
probably
agree.
the people, training, configuration. Insert a lot of verticals. Very rarely, in my opinion, is the software the root cause of the problem to why your digital maintenance program isn't working. So if somebody comes to my table and talks about that, I'm going to tell you that. Be like, if you're running eMate or Upkeep or something else, and you've made that investment, well, let's not take away from that investment. What can I do, or who can I introduce you to that can make the most out of that investment for you? And so what it's all about, Greg, is building the relationship, meeting somebody, building a good, trust with them. That way, if a time comes where they do need me for something, or they need George, or they need, Matthew Knuth, it's easy to say, hey, I know that guy. I met him. He shot me straight. He didn't sell me anything. He seems to be legit. They're giving back to the community. That was another big thing I wanted to do out of this, was show how the people that are involved are not just at a company, they contribute to the community. George Williams being, CMRP of the year and what he does with CMRP. Dan Anderson is the vice chairman of the board of directors for SMRP. Matthew Knuth sits on the Reliable Magazine advisory board panel, and I sit on the South Carolina Manufacturing Expo panel. So we're using these, I call them ancillary titles, but we're using these other components to show that we're giving back. We're not here to just take, we're here to give back. And if we can give back in a way that does, create an opportunity with our two businesses, great. That is the most desirable outcome. But if we can't, that's okay. We're still here to talk. We're still here to make sure you can get done what you need to get done. Because my biggest fear, not in life, but my biggest fear, I shouldn't say biggest, one of my big fears. I say biggest fear. I'm thinking like, well, I don't want anything to happen to my wife or kids or my parents or
Sure.
you or anybody
Sure.
else. So it's just a big fear. And this is something I'm working on too, is like, what happens when a manufacturing plant shuts down? Like when they lay off 1,000 people, what happens? And it's not that the doors just close and the product sunsets. It's a community can totally gets destroyed because you have 1,000 people that had an income no longer have an income. You have all the stores and other places that propped up because of that ecosystem of economic ability is now gone. All of it is gone. And if you have a big plant like a big automotive manufacturing assembly plant and they have a lot of suppliers nearby, well, if that automotive plant shuts down, now you have 15 other businesses that have closed. So it's much bigger than just me selling you software. It's much bigger than me just listening to your problems. Like, I want my community to stay healthy. I want my state to stay healthy. I want my friends to stay employed. I want people that have young families like me to provide for them and give them the best life that they can. And we do that by addressing the problem. And the problem is, how do we mitigate risk of our equipment failing? How do we, breed a culture of reliability and operational excellence? And how do we deliver the best possible product that we can, that our consumers buy and will continue to come back and buy? And it doesn't have to be through software sales. It can be through a conversation. Sorry, I got heated on that one.
Yeah, you got nothing to apologize about, because this is what needs to not just be said, but it needs to be heard. And we're fighting through an immense, I don't even have a word for it, amount of noise that is very distracting. And customers out there, because I think everybody's a customer, not because they can be sold, but because they have a need. And we have, if we have any level of expertise, insight, or caring, whatever the hell you want to call it, this isn't a kumbaya thing. You kind of have an obligation, you owe to help. We're here to hold up the industry and the people in it, because it's connected to who and what we are, not only in America. I mean, it's a global thing, right? You talk about how it's connected to community, and that's real shit. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Every single person can find some aspect of their existence connected to manufacturing and maintenance and the potential shutdown of a plant or some other business, and how that ripple effect takes place. And we're trying to make a difference, to not only make a difference, but to make things better. And that's why I love the name Stop the Madness, because the answers are out there. They're not necessarily easy. They're not as often as complicated as people make them. And it should not be about smoke and mirrors, obfuscation, and just trying to land what you need. It should be the other way around. And then we're cooking, right? We really are. We really are. And it's very lofty. And I love the idea of chasing lofty things, man. I've told people for, I don't know, maybe close to 30 years, shoot for the stars, you might hit the moon. And
that's right.
That's what this is. That's what this really is. You can make your quota if you're doing things right. You can make your quota through. I just had a great conversation with Brian Bieschke about this concept of discovery, not from a sales perspective, but from an understanding perspective. And I could shout out a lot of names right now. People know who I play with. They can check out the podcast. I always encourage people to talk to you, because you're happy to have a conversation and nothing more. Nothing more. So with that, we're going to wind this one down. Everybody, if you want to stop the madness, get to one of these 3 events. They're all in South Carolina. I'm going to send a mole on one of them. I'm going to try to get to one of them myself later this year once I work out my stuff and get through SMRP. Cool stuff happening at SMRP. Speaking of Streamline conferences in February 2026, bigger venue, more people coming in to present, some real deal pros that are part of my roster, like Motor Doc. We got Uptime coming in. I know Brian Bieshke is going to be there. We're going to try to get Trent McJunk in there. He's trying to do a lot for the industry, and you know why he wants to do it? He just wants to help. He doesn't care about money or anything like that. He wants just better outcomes in manufacturing. Who else you want to shout out, man?
You want to be the one for the hot press, the hot news, the announcement of the latest speaker I just confirmed as of Friday.
Bring it.
You need to be the one to preach it, because you're going to love it and he's going to love it. But I just solidified Bob Latino, who's going to come in, and he's going to deliver part of the Tuesday morning keynote, and it's going to be out of this world. So I'm really excited about that. I haven't made any posts yet. I haven't sent an email out yet. I've kept it kind of quiet. I just learned about, or I just got him to agree to it, obviously, about a week ago. But I'm really excited to have Bob there. This is going to be a lot of fun.
He is a real industry proponent. He really wants to help. He's got the real knowledge, the real experience. He's also, if I can say it, the godfather of the HLM. That means high-level meeting, which is something special that we all play around with on LinkedIn, but it's a real thing. I am so happy to hear that Bob Latino of Reliability Solutions is going to be there at Streamline conferences in February. Yeah. That is amazing. That's a real deal pro, heavy hitter like no other. Man, that is awesome. And I'm glad I get the exclusive break, because I'm going to whip this episode out quick. Real good. Hey, by the way, Andy Gager's going to be there too, but man, that roster is filling out with some serious firepower. People of high integrity that really know they do the work. They're not trying to sell you anything. They're just trying to help, man.
That's right. Yeah, Andy's going to be there. Oh, I just confirmed Jeff Shiver as well from People in Process. He's going to be there. Yep, that's going to be a good one. There's a couple others I'm waiting to hear back from that are going to be really good industry pros. I'm excited about that. And then once I get some more things shored up, I'm going to have some exciting announcements about actual, like, I say customer case studies, but end users of Hexagon EAM and some other Hexagon products that have found success and that are doing really cool things in places of the world that you would not expect. I'm talking massive municipalities or counties. I'm talking about airports that run flawlessly and you wouldn't even know it because these guys got it on lock. And it just so happens to be that Hexagon's the tool that they use. I'm excited to talk about that, but I've got a good mix of industry pros, agnostic to products, and then I've got people that are like in the trenches, have solved the big problems, and they're going to come and tell us about these big problems. And so I'm really excited about that too.
Well, really cool that Bob Latino is going to be there. We got a bunch of other heavy hitters that are going to be there, and I'm probably going to run somewhere between 1 and 6 CMMS radio panel discussions, and I'm going to record a bunch of episodes with cool people, real stories, real insights. Alex Bolan.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for being with me on CMMS Radio, and thank you for making every effort possible to stop the madness.
Thanks, Greg.
Did you find this episode helpful? Please send us some feedback, suggest a topic, or ask a question. Reach out to CMMS Radio if you need a co-pilot on your CMMS project. Visit CMMSradio.com and use the What's on Your Mind link. Thank you for tuning in to CMMS Radio, your resource for all things CMMS, from selection to implementation, to help you make better choices, learn from industry experts, and have a successful CMMS journey.